Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of 3rd and 20 Dynasty Stock Market. It's the Frank and JT show. No Lunas, no Jake. But let's be honest, that's exactly what you people want. You come here for us, and that's what we're gonna give it to.
Yeah,
It's
well,
probably gonna be a short sode.
unfortunately for Lunas, this is
Mhm.
like the one week that he's highest scorer of the week, and he is not going to show up.
That's perfect Lunas.
Most Lunas move of all time.
Yeah. All right, so this will probably be a short episode then, because there's only two of us. We do have Lunas's moves here. Oh, Jake is checking in with us right now, actually, asking for information about a player. So we might have some Jake moves to give. But looking at the teams, I was making a joke.
Started
Earlier.
going to risers and fallers. Yikes! All right, teams. Boom. Back on.
Teams. Yeah. So I was making a joke. I don't know, maybe 2 days ago to the guys that like, oh, I like the Dynasty stock market's the only stock market I'm doing well in. Well, not even doing well. I'm negative in this stock market too. So I'm just getting slammed at all angles.
Yeah, dude. Crypto, regular stocks, Dynasty stocks. What the hell happened last night?
I can't get a win. I just can't find one.
What is happening?
Yeah, I'm negative. You're negative. We're basically the same. I'm dragging you down 12 points with me, but we're essentially the same. Jake is extremely negative at minus 420, and then Lunas is a slight positive. Yeah, nice. Moving on though to now we could go to your rises and fallers.
Yeah, we got rises and fallers. So let's look at the fallers first. Browns are the common theme.
Yeah, very easy. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson, he was down like 700 last week. He's down another 700. Chris Carson with the neck stuff is now.
Not even sure if he's going to play.
Didn't they sign Adrian Peterson to the practice squad today as well? So it's like the writing is on the wall for Chris Carson. Amari Cooper alongside of Deshaun Watson, right? He went down only like 200, but now he seems to be firmly under most of the first round picks, the future first round picks, right? Well under 2023, probably now under 2024 as well. And then the other fallers feels kind of like variance. I mean, Antonio Gibson's a top 5 faller. He's kind of been around the fallers for a while now. There's been a lot of like smear campaigns on Antonio Gibson. Other than that, Jimmy G falling, I guess, because of the no trade. And alongside with him is kind of all those veterans that we've been holding, the Will Fullers, the Julio Joneses, Rob Gronkowski, right? They're all continuing to steadily fall. Maybe even a little bit of Laviska Shenault there because there were some trade rumors with him. Other than that, any other fallers that are catching your eye?
Not really. It's kind of just we're in the lull part. I mean, I'm surprised that we don't have Terry McLaurin here yet. I would have thought he would be down a decent amount. Maybe the market just hasn't had time yet to react to like him holding out currently, or maybe they just don't care. Maybe they think it's gonna get done.
I think because he's not one of those top end receiver. Not that he's not a top end receiver, but he's at that later wide receiver 2 range. I don't think right now there's going to be any panic with the holdout unless we start getting reports that, okay, this could linger and this might last into the season. Then I think people will get scared. But as of right now, I even think there might be a slight bit of optimism with the potential of a trade. Yeah. With the, oh my God, he could go to Kansas City. Going in because I mean Juju's down 136. I'm gonna chalk that up to variance, but tinfoil hat, is there anything going on there with maybe them bringing in a receiver?
I don't think they need another receiver. They just have a bunch already. It just doesn't seem like a team that I think will trade for a receiver. And if you switch to the biggest movers, like the biggest risers, if you look at the third person there, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah, true. Well, there was that report
Yeah.
that him and Mahomes were having a really good
So,
connection.
I mean, maybe that could be it. And see, like Jahan Dotson's got a nice increase. I know it was a big like out of Commanders camp videos of him catching passes or whatnot. But I have to figure that Terry McLaurin factors some part into it, where he might be the top target on this team or something like that. That kind of belief is pumping him up.
Yeah, 100%. You want to know an interesting riser who's been
Mhm.
rising steadily? A guy that I liked a lot more in the beginning of the offseason is Mike Williams. This is
Yeah.
another week where he rises. He's gone up probably somewhere between 500 to 300 points over the course of the offseason. He's well worth now that first round pick territory, where I feel like he was always in that Kirk Cousins kind of range, where it's like, oh, you can't get a first for him, but you're not going to sell him for anything but a first.
Mhm.
I actually think he's even passed Keenan Allen by like 100 points, which is very interesting to see. Just one of those offseason type moves. Other than that, Renfro's up because of the contract extension. Russell Gage was getting some hype from Tom Brady, I believe, saying that he's going to have a good year. So Russell Gage is up.
Mhm.
Other than that, I mean, Jalen
Daniel
Hurts, of course,
Bellinger, people
continued.
are like, "Oh, he exists."
Yeah,
That same thing with Tutu Atwell. Oh yeah, Tutu. He was a high pick. He's there.
I saw there was a report Benny Snell's looking leaner. He's up 100 from 300 to 400.
All it takes.
Lamar Jackson back. So he's up 100. I think that's a bait up 100 though, to be honest.
Yeah. That
And
might
other
just
than
be
that, it's
variance,
probably just variance or little mini bits of hype here and there.
yeah. Other than like the Hashawn news and I guess kind of Terry, there just hasn't been a whole lot to move the market. Right, Jake sent in his moves as well, so we actually have everyone making moves this week. You want to just we could knock off Jake and Lewis's moves right now.
Yeah,
actually,
I'm down to do that.
All right, so starting off with Jake because he's the easier one of the two. His is just selling Romeo Dobbs, and I'm guessing that's Hunter Henry. He sent Henry. I don't think he has Derrick Henry. So
Yeah, he's got Hunter Henry.
and then he wants to buy Baker Mayfield. Obviously, it seems like Jake's buying into the Baker ending up in Carolina.
Okay.
So easy enough.
That's it. Just buying Baker.
Yep. He's selling Dobbs and Henry, buying Baker, and those are all of his moves for the week.
All right, Lunas is gonna sell his entire team again. Just hit me.
Yeah, you're pretty close. All right. So Lunas is selling Nicole Hardman, Miles Sanders, Romeo Dobbs, Kenny Galladay, Jalen Hurts. So yeah, basically his whole team. And then he is buying Kadarius Toney.
Is it Cardarius or I think it's Cardarius?
No, there's no R. K-A-D.
I'm gonna spell this wrong still.
Kadarius.
Oh, got it. Bang.
There you go. So yeah, Kadarius Toney's buying. Justin Fields he's buying. And okay, I got to edit this. He's buying DJ Moore.
Come on, no periods in DJ Moore. Oh crap! All right, what's DJ Moore? How do you spell it?
That's what I'm looking at too, because I can't. Oh, it's D.J. Moore.
All right, got it. And those are his moves.
Mm-hmm. So he should have a bank of 966, right?
Yep, got it.
And then Jake, I have to edit his bank should be. Give me 1 second. He sold Romeo Dobbs. He sold.
I have 1320 here.
I should have 1320. Give me. Chill out, Google Sheets. You have 1320. You said.
Yep.
Okay. So those are both right.
All right. JT, what are we thinking here? As the guys on the market segment, I'm honestly thinking about cutting bait with all these old, hoping they sign free agent guys.
Nope, I'm not.
You're not?
I'm strong. Well, who specifically are you? I'm guessing
All of
Will
them.
Fuller.
I was gonna go Will Fuller, Gronk, Julio. Like at this point, I don't care. It's just been too much of a value sink. I think I'm just gonna get out.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hold those guys. I'm the elite player that can only buy Julio Jones. You as well. Like we can only buy Julio Jones. We're the only two.
Is he gonna sign ever?
I think so. I was watching film of him actually from last year. Like he still has it. He can still play.
Dude, I just don't want to lose this value every single week. It's just so much.
I'll tell you who I'm definitely selling. I could start with one sell.
All right,
it's definitely happening. I'm just getting out on Jimmy G.
Yeah, that's a smart sell.
Prospects of him, if he's not going to Carolina, him being a starting quarterback sound a lot worse. I gotta go on Jimmy G. So that's a definite one that I'm just dropping. I'm thinking about dropping also Trey Lance.
I don't know, he's been getting some hype recently from the teammates.
Yeah, which I like, but he's at the point where I think he's just not going to go up much until the season at this point. Because right now he's past Deshaun Watt, like he's above Deshaun, so he's already got that bump going for him, and then he's quarterback 8. He's behind Dak, Kyler, Lamar. I don't see him jumping any of those guys before the season starts. So
okay,
I think I gotta move on from Trey for right now. I might pick him back up before the season starts, though.
Who do I sell? I think I'm gonna sell Jahan Dotson for now. We got that little value bump out of him. I'm scared that Terry McLaurin contract is gonna come in and his value is gonna go down. If he gets traded, I'm gonna be big sad though. One person that I am gonna buy is Juju Smith-Schuster.
Oh, you're very close to who I'm going to buy.
And the reason for that is that I saw he was on the biggest fallers, and he hasn't shown up to Kansas City yet, but he's going like very soon, like sometime within now and the next episode. So, as we saw Marquez Valdes-Scantling getting the report, well, when Juju shows up, and I think we're going to see Juju and, getting that, oh, he's playing with the first team. He's looking like he's got a good connection. I think Juju could see a nice price increase, especially after going down 130, almost 140.
All right. So selling Jahan, buying Juju. You're close to who I'm making a move with. So I'm selling.
You buying Sky Moore?
Yep. Let me do that here.
What is his price? I might get in with you depending on the
41.34. He's down 68 this week.
That's still a hefty price for him. I mean, other than that, I might sell Carson Wentz, but I just don't know who I'm going to buy after selling Carson Wentz.
That's Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I know. Yikes, right?
I was not here for the. Maybe I was. I did not pay attention to Carson Wentz buying.
Yeah, but also Taylor Heineke was just like, yeah, I'm the backup on the Bussin' with the Boys pod the other day. Maybe really going crazy here. Do we think like Gronk's got to announce pretty soon if he's either retiring or playing?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna hold on to the vets. This is gonna kill me, but I'm gonna do it.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you. Diamond hands.
Yeah, we're diamond handsing the vets. Other than that, I really don't know who I want to buy. I'm trying to think.
So I have like 30. I basically have 4K in the bank, and Juju's kind of a tempting buy, to be honest. I don't know where else I would want to stash my value.
So wait, let me just see. Have I sold Carson Wentz? I'd have 3,400. Who's a buy for 3,400?
Around 3,400, you're talking Miles Sanders, Kadarius Toney, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, James Winston.
Christian Kirk is interesting. I'm just not sure he's going to go up. Tannehill went down a bunch for whatever reason. Do I buy Daniel Jones? Oh, you want to know who I'm going to buy? I might buy Rondale Moore. He got more hype.
More Rondale Moore hype.
Yeah, I'm going to buy Rondale Moore.
Oh, I got to buy David Bell. Hasn't dropped a pass. That's apparently a thing.
I did see that as well.
Yeah. It's annoying that Christian Watson's getting knocked because he's dropping a bunch of passes, and David Bell's getting praised because he's catching all the passes, because that's going to affect their value. Meanwhile, I just think like David Bell's just a better prospect. And
for like buying them before. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's funny, like speaking on David Bell, because his price has just been kind of steadily climbing because he took a big tank. I think the draft going to Cleveland boosted him a little bit, but not a ton. And then as the offseason has gone on, his price has gotten higher and higher and higher. I was very shocked. I was getting him consistently in the late second in multiple rookie drafts, and every single one I was like, okay, what the hell is happening? Like him and Trey McBride were two guys where I was surprised they were lasting so far in the second round. And as the season's gone on, their ADP has done nothing but increased.
Yeah, he's down 80 points this week, which, I mean, has to be Deshaun Watson related.
Yeah, that's the Watson news.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just going to buy into the whole, he hasn't dropped a pass. So I'll take him. And then I kind of get stuck then because I only have 1,000. And I don't think there's anyone at 1,000 that I really want to buy. So
I'm not sure if you have it in your tracker, but I sold Wentz, bought Rondale Moore.
Okay, I do not. So
I think that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna hold the vets another week reval. I was very close to just pulling the trigger and selling all of them. They're really burning a hole in my pocket.
Patience, Frank. It's gonna pay out dividends.
It fucking better pay out dividends. We've been riding Julio Jones since like 900, 1,000.
Julio Jones could step onto the Ravens right now and be rival for the top wide receiver. I love Bateman.
See, that's the problem, is that I'm gonna sell him, and then the 2 days after I sell him, he's gonna sign with like Kansas City, and then all of a sudden he's gonna be going back up to like a second round pick value, 2,000 point increase. Like we saw Devontae Parker get like a 1,500 point increase from getting traded from the Dolphins to the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Like if Julio goes to a good team, it's gonna be fucking nuts.
That's why I got Diamond Hands Julio, and Jake and Lewis aren't allowed.
Yeah, they can't buy him. They can't buy him.
Physically not. That is such an appeal to me that they are just not allowed to have.
The FOMO is going to be hard. What about Will Fuller? I haven't seen anything. Is he still alive?
I don't know what the deal is with Will Fuller. He is the one that, if you're like, oh, I'm going to sell Will Fuller, I don't think I'd hate you for it. I wouldn't knock you. But I'm still holding him too, because, again, he could contribute to a team. Like, the Bucs is a team that just could sign any of these veteran wide receivers, and instantly they become important.
I mean, I think it can happen with the Bucs. I mean, you said it before, the Chiefs don't need a receiver, but I'm pretty sure I saw Josh Gordon just got hurt or something.
Yeah, Josh Gordon wasn't. Really,
and they have cap space. I wouldn't be surprised if they just went out and if they got a Will Fuller or a Julio on a super team friendly deal, that happened. Yeah, the Ravens is another team that I could see that happening with. I mean, the Packers, I could see it, but it's the frickin' Packers, right? They're just like, we're gonna pass on that receiver. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
That's their whole MO.
All right. I'm just looking at everyone's teams, right? And I'm trying to see if it does hurt seeing a 7. Julio Jones starts with a 7. We're getting a big jump.
Wild.
Okay.
Well, you remember how AJ Green fell off like a year before Julio, or like 2 years before Julio?
Yeah.
And it was like there was a massive price difference between the two. Now I'm pretty sure AJ Green is worth more than Julio, which is
that's just nuts.
Imagine you went back a year or two ago and said that. People would look at you like you had 3 eyes, 2 foreheads.
I'm looking at Lewis's team, and it's gross. I mean, it's got players I like, but like Alec Pierce, Tyquan Thornton, Kadarius Toney, it's just.
Well, you might want to not look for long because you can sell all those players next week.
That's true.
This is the day trader.
That's true. Then looking at Jake's team, it's fine.
Jake has got a weird team.
I don't get why he has Malik Willis, to be honest. I have no idea. Like, Malik Willis still feels like one of the most overrated quarterbacks, and he's just been holding him, just letting him tank his team.
Well, I'm surprised they both still have Tyquan Thornton because I like Tyquan Thornton, but I don't know why Romeo Doubs went down almost 100. I honestly think that there's an argument I'd rather have Romeo Doubs than Tyquan Thornton. I understand the draft capital. Like, I think if push really came to shove, I might take Tyquan Thornton over Romeo Doubs. But that gap should be razor thin to me. And it was last week, but not anymore. He went down 100.
To be fair, they both feel like they're just going to be irrelevant receivers. Like,
don't doubt the Dobbs. He's going to be Dobb. It's going to be Dobb season. Jalen Tolbert went. I feel like I see hype on Jalen Tolbert every day, yet he went down 100. Especially like, I'm going to hold Jalen Tolbert. Once the redraft crew gets in, and they're like, just looking at the depth charts and being like, look at that, wide receiver 2. There's no one there except for Jalen Tolbert. Boom! Biggest late round steal of the season, Jalen Tolbert. Let me tweet that out. Look up some random college stats. Oh, yeah, he was productive at South Alabama. Who would have thought? Like,
I don't know. I'm not touching Jalen Tolbert. You might be right, though. You might be right with the public.
I'm going to sell Jalen Tolbert before the season starts because I don't mind actually having him on my Dynasty team for the price that you probably got him at. But I agree with you in terms of the stock market. I would not be surprised to see one of those random type of back-end depth chart receivers be playing over Jalen Tolbert. That's what has me worried.
Just first off, I'm solidly in third place now. I'm increasing my lead on Jake for last place.
No, you're in second. Lunas is in third. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, you're in third place. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Lunas is in second.
We start out with 25,000 Keith Craig Cup points, right?
Yeah.
We start out with 30,000. So we're all up.
Yeah, but you kind of assume we were all going to be up. James Washington. Yeah, James Washington could be one of those guys. I don't even think we could buy James I'm not
Washington.
Saying that it won't be James. It won't be Jalen Tolbert. Dude, the Cowboys are the type of team to do shit like that, to just have that random guy get as many targets as Jalen Tolbert, and Jalen Tolbert all of a sudden isn't playing anywhere near as much as people expected.
James Washington is eligible to be bought. 1,085.
I'm not buying him. Fuck that.
But what is...
At least not right now.
That's my issue. So, like, the Cowboys, I don't know their cap situation, but, like, could they sign a Will Fuller, Julio Jones, whoever else?
Let's find out.
I think, honestly, if any team wanted to, they really could. It's just...
yes and no. A lot of them definitely could. Cowboys, 100% could. They've got 22 million caps. Now, I don't know if this is actually accurate or not. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can get this on the screen. Oh shit. I'm really, really screwing this up. Display capture, add source, boom. Here's the cap figures. I'll increase the size. Don't worry, John Smith. I got you, bro. God, I'm clicking the wrong thing. But you're right. Any team that kind of wants to sign one of those receivers, unless it's a multi-year deal, can probably pull it off if they used most of their cap. Now, the other issue right now is that it's also kind of extension season for some of these guys that are holding out, thinking about holding out, could hold out. Any news on a startup draft? Yeah, I need to get that going. That is completely on me. I've been wanting to send out the invites, and I'm pretty sure I have the list of people, but a combination of me being busy and lazy is the real killer right there.
Yeah, I'm down for whenever we want to do it.
But we will get that going before the season starts. I will promise you that. I mean, looking at the Packers could, Cowboys 100%. If I'm Julio, I'm not sure I really want to go to the Bears. What about the Browns? The Browns are, if Deshaun doesn't play, I don't want to go to the Browns. The Bengals don't really need a receiver, but I mean, when in Rome, right? If they're trying to make a playoff push. The Chiefs, Chargers, really the Broncos, maybe. They don't. Once again, they don't need a receiver. They could. The Colts. I mean, in terms of Julio, I doubt he goes back to Tennessee. Cardinals, and the Cardinals could definitely. If there's a team to do that, it could definitely be the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The Bucks are obviously in contention, and then 7.6 is kind of tough. I think that's a little bit low. So even the Ravens there at 6.6, that's a little bit low, potentially on a one-year deal. And they haven't signed really Lamar either.
Yeah, I was just thinking the Ravens really don't have a lot of cap, and they haven't extended Lamar.
Yeah, well, that's also this year. Like, that's the beauty with the NFL cap is that you can be like, okay, we're not going to pay you this year, but we're going to pay you in 2030.
Yeah.
And like 2029 and shit. So yeah, I mean, they could definitely still get an extension done where it's like pushing it back. But I mean, I think part of the issue with the contract will be though is that Lamar won't be able to get a chunky signing bonus because that'll boost up the this year cap hit if they throw in a chonker of a signing bonus. And I know a lot of the players don't like the big roster bonuses. That was Le'Veon Bell's qualm, if you remember, is that the Steelers don't like giving out those massive signing bonuses. They'd rather do the roster bonus so that if you're on the team, then you get paid. And Le'Veon Bell was like, nah, bro, I want the signing bonus. So even though they offered him basically just as big, I think even a smidge bigger contract with the Jets were willing to throw that signing bonus, which you get day one. And it's fully guaranteed. But all right, anything else, JT?
Not really. I mean, short sewed, but down 2 guys. No news going on. I mean, this should really pick up when we get into the thick of training camp preseason. Then obviously the regular season when it's going to be at its massive peak.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be any not training camp, preseason bumps from like preseason games. If that's going to be part of the strat. I mean,
I could tell you, Terrace Marshall last year he was one to go nuts in preseason. I was getting good offers for Terrace Marshall after preseason games, and obviously I should have taken him, but I was like, no, I believe in this guy. So I'm sure we're going to have those kind of players coming up soon. That might be the Romeo Dobbs of the world.
That's always the bane of people's existence in fantasy. Because I was saying the same thing with Ayuk on the pod yesterday. It's like, for some reason, I mean, obviously you like guys, and I can at least understand it with Terrace Marshall because he's a rookie, right? Like you want to you're thinking this guy could be worth firsts and things of that nature come the season. But for whatever reason, those guys that you like, even if you're getting a consensus overpay, you just don't want to sell at times. And you look
Yeah.
back and you're like, oh God, I wish I sold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Not great. Now that does make me think though. We don't have any. Jake has Malik Willis, but I would get out of the quarterbacks before preseason happens because I feel like it's just nearly impossible for them to improve their stock. Like they're going to be playing with like twos. Like they're not going to be. Even if they have a good game, they'll be like, oh, they played against like the third string defense kind of thing. Like we saw with Trey Lance last year. The person in our league got cold feet over Trey Lance's first preseason game. So, yeah,
that's David Bell this year.
Could be.
That could be.
I like David Bell is someone I really like.
I mean, on the contrary, like I remember a couple years ago, I drafted James Robinson in like basically all my dynasty leagues. Now, to be fair, I was in like a third of the amount of dynasty leagues, but I sold him in our home league for a third after drafting him for a fifth. And I was like, yes, stonks. I'm great at this. I just turned a fifth into a third. Then all of a sudden, come the season, I probably could have sold him for a first. Right? Like, so it can blow up in your face at times, but whatever.
Take the overpay for David Bell. The thing is, I don't know if you're getting overpays yet for David Bell. Yeah,
because if we're talking, oh, someone's giving me 201, like, dude, I might have David Bell at 201.
Yeah, realistically, I think that's about where I have David Bell, and that was before him not dropping any passes or whatever this new hype is going to be about David Bell.
But if the overpay is like a 23 and 24 second, if we get into that range, then I think I'd definitely take it.
Yeah, I probably would.
But yeah, I just don't think you're getting that offer, and unless we see some serious training camp hype.
It's just so hard with David Bell because he is a day 2 prospect, but it's like he's right on the edge. I don't even know if you really consider that day 2 with all the comp picks and everything that are now happening.
I've seen a late first kicked around without Watson. He's going to tank. Well, I guess the question there is that a late first this year, or is that a late first in like 24 or 25?
Yeah, because if you're asking me like David Bell versus Christian Watson, I honestly think it's a toss up. I like Bell more. I'm in the minority in that regard, but I just like.
I think David I might Bell agree more. With you there.
Yeah, so that it's like whatever. A late first in any other year, like 23 and 24, I definitely just rather have the late first.
JT, I need to hear the reasoning for diamond hands on Julio and Fuller. Yeah, wait a week, Lunas. You'll see the reason.
Well, first off, Lunas, you're not allowed to buy Julio Jones. That's part of it, right? I'm in an exclusive club. It's kind of like a Louis Vuitton, like Gucci kind of thing. Like it's a status symbol of I have Julio Jones and you physically are unable to acquire Julio Jones. Is that because he's lower than the threshold that we're allowed to buy a player at? Maybe, yeah, that might be part of the reason why. But I'd rather just lose the 746 at this point because I've basically lost that now. I just think it's more likely than not he's going to sign with the team.
Just sold Javonte today for 2 firsts and a third. That's interesting. I actually don't hate selling Javonte right now. I guess it depends on where those firsts are at, though.
I think Melvin Gordon's going to be more annoying than people expect. And then with that, Javonte's price probably is going to take somewhat of a hit.
I've heard wait a week for the last month and a half. Yeah, if they're 23 first, that could definitely be a very good deal. It's just a safe deal. You're getting out on the risk of Javonte. Because at the end of the day, I think there's a much higher chance that Javonte goes down than up. Although I fucking love Javonte. I have a man crush on Javonte.
He's running back 4, pretty firmly. Running back 4.
Yeah, see, I think that's overrated, but I still just love him as a player. So, yeah, see, this is my Terrace Marshall move, right? This is my Brandon Ayuk. Like, even though I know he's overpriced, I'm going to just keep holding him and potentially even buy him just to be the guy.
Oh, he's such a beast, but damn, his value is way too high. I'm assuming that's talking about Javante as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's like, you put him up there with the quarterback. Like he's up there with a top tier quarterback. He's above Trey Lance. He's ranked next to Dak Prescott. He's above Russell Wilson. Like, I would just rather have. I think I'd rather have Russell Wilson than Javante. It's close.
I'd definitely rather have Dak. If I could trade him 1-for-1 for Dak, it's just to me, that's just a safe move because I'm getting a great player for points now, plus the fact that Dak is still great long term.
Mm-hmm.
JT, when are you going to get that Terrace Marshall stock?
I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to buy him, Lunas. You know, I don't. Let's see what Terrace Marshall. Terrace 15.25. I could buy Terrace Marshall.
He's 15.25. Yikes!
All right. I mean, listen to who he's behind though. He's behind like Hassan Haskins. I mean, Hassan Haskins is like the only one of note that he's behind KJ Osborne. Behind Jordan Love, who will never be a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's behind Khalil Shakir.
Every offseason, Jordan Love just gets like the Rodgers hype and then is killed. That's happened 3 offseasons in a row, I'm pretty sure.
17-17 for Jordan Love. If we're allowed to short players, I think we'd be very rich. It'd be a little unfair if you could short players.
Yeah. All right, I think that's going to do it from us here. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening, watching. We might be doing the Dynasty pod on Monday next week, which is going to be interesting. I'll probably send out a tweet if we change that out. So follow us at 3rd and 20 _ on the Twitter sphere. Yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Peace out.
Thanks, everyone.